Hey, Dan Weintraub here, danweintraubcoaching.com, and I'm being quiet because there's a thunderstorm rolling in, and I love thunderstorms. Now, again, because my coaching practice is all about neurohacking and our neurophysiology, where does this come from, my love of thunderstorms? Well, I'm traditionally habituated from my upbringing and my unique biophysiology. I am wired for adrenaline and cortisol. It has changed over time because I'm almost 60, but I've always loved big thunderstorms. Did you hear it? And I actually even moved to Texas for many, many years to teach and to do my work and to also be a storm chaser. It was the pursuit of adrenaline and cortisol in particular. I mean, these are generalizations, but it was the pursuit of that adrenal center, that noradrenal and adrenal center that buoyed my love of thunderstorms. Now the adrenaline part is not as comfortable to me because I've changed. Our neurophysiology changes, and I've nudged over years of practice. I've nudged myself away from adrenaline and cortisol as the primary identifications in terms of my neurophysiology, and I've nudged myself a bit more toward a serotonin-centered type of experience, kind of a well-being, as opposed to, excited, or as what was it? Who was it in Tommy Boy? Chris Farley said, "Jojo the circus guy." That I don't have that as much as I used to. But anyway, so I'm talking quietly because I love thunderstorms. I wanted to briefly talk about the neurophysiology of compassion. And, we hear a lot. I was just looking, I have a student I'm working with tonight, and a message came up on Zoom that said, "Hey, we need to build more empathy in our society. Sign up for this program that's being run by this Stanford professor about empathy." And again, I believe that we lead with physiology, that so much of our lives are either dictated by our neurophysiology, or we, as Daryl Martini would have said. Daryl Martini was an astrologer who worked in Boston at WBCN back in the 1970s. It's a fool who's ruled by their neurophysiology. It's a wise person who rules their neurophysiology, although he talked about the stars. And when I say ruling your neurophysiology, I mean recognizing what we're habituated to, and then figuring out daily practices that can nudge us in a direction that tweaks our brain chemistry, our nervous system response, our neurophysiology. And so I read things like, we need to build more compassion. Compassion is not something you build by thinking your way there. You have to act your way there. And certainly there are practices that I engage in that build my compassion. For example, I say hi to everyone. It's in one of my books. I have 4 of those 4 books on Amazon that you can get, Dan Weintraub books. You just put it in the search. I say hi to everyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I don't care if you're driving a truck around with lots of bumper stickers that stand for something politically that don't necessarily align with my values. I'm going to say hello. Because by always saying hello and talking, it moves me more toward that place of a serotonin-informed, well-being-informed neurology, and away from an adrenal and cortisol-informed neurology. When it comes to compassion, think about this. If everybody out there is on some kind of a journey, most often unconscious journey, to reach their own place of neurophysiological homeostasis, oftentimes they are acting and doing things and writing things on the internet and believing in things because it feels good. People who stand in contrast to my values when it comes to politics or human rights or whatever, I look at the situation in the United States today with such polarization, such vitriol on both sides of the aisle or of the political spectrum, however you want to put it. And I think, these folks that in my youth I would have yelled at and said, "You're this and you're that." Well, that was my adrenaline informing my need to be so vitriolic. Now I look at them and I'm like, they are doing everything in their power to feel okay. They are part of communities that reinforce their views. They believe and have great faith in those people who espouse their views. And it's how they feel neurophysiologically regulated. Everybody is on that journey. Now, does that excuse people from behaving in ways that are harmful to others? No, of course not. We don't excuse people from doing things that hurt others, but there's a large spectrum of this kind of action that people undertake. And so my belief is that when I'm walking through the world, I'm looking at everybody and saying, gosh, they're trying so hard to feel regulated, to not be dysregulated. And because they are adrenally and focused and cortisol focused and noradrenal focused and they need that jolt of whatever they need, that they engage in activities and political discourse that if I just viewed them from an ideological perspective, I might, disdain them. But they're no different from me. They're simply on a journey to find their own place of quiet. I would like to nudge them more toward a serotonin-informed kind of existence, but that's what I try to do in my practice. So the neurophysiology of compassion is just recognizing everybody's, we use this phrase, everybody's doing the best they can. And to a great extent, it's really true. So, that's all I've got. DanWeintraubCoaching.com. I have a active practice. I'm happy to work with you, learn about your history, and help you develop daily practices that nudge you in the direction that you would like to be nudged in terms of your own neurophysiology, your own expression. And you can also get my books on Amazon.com, Dan Weintraub Books. Okay, I hope you have a good one. I hope the thunderstorm really perks up.